Do you love sci-fi movies? And do you ever wonder if the weapons your favorite characters carry could actually exist, and if they'd work as we see them on screen? Excellent. You're in the right place. This channel was made for you.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
Today, we're diving into a slow-burning classic whose climatic sequence still makes my skin crawl nearly 40 years on. In 1982, Ridley Scott didn't give us a vision of a shiny, optimistic future. Instead, he gave us a rain-soaked, grimy Los Angeles where electric neon and decades of decay sit side by side. A post-climate apocalypse whose world-building infects every scene. That setting is the perfect backdrop for Deckard's ugly, thankless job, hunting down and retiring replicants declared illegal on Earth. And against that bleak cityscape, Harrison Ford carries an unmistakable sidearm. Not a svelte 1980s factory pistol, but a chunky hand cannon. And today we break down that gun, a props shop hybrid built from two real firearms, a Steyr-Mannlicher hunting rifle receiver and a Charter Arms Bulldog revolver. So let's get down and dirty. This is Deckard's PKD Blaster from Ridley Scott's masterpiece, Blade Runner.
Wake up, time to die.
If you watch my RoboCop deep dive on the Beretta 93R, you'll remember a viewer named Kevin who sent footage in of his own RoboCop Auto 9 build. Well, we struck up a friendship and I flew out to meet him, and today I'm on location filming another of his movie gun projects, the Deckard Blaster. He also owns a screen-used Marita carbine from Starship Troopers, so if you enjoyed the video, please drop a comment to thank Kevin, and also tell me if you want to see a full episode on the Marita. Background and history of the firearm. Deckard's Blaster is one of Hollywood's classic future guns, built by a prop department headed up by Terry E. Lewis. It's not a purpose-built firearm, but a hybrid assembled from real parts. The hero prop is famously grafted from a Steyr-Mannlicher hunting rifle receiver to the frame of a Charter Arms Bulldog, and then a bunch of custom cast and machine bits are added to create that kind of chunky, believable yet futuristic silhouette. Mythbusters' Adam Savage has produced some of the best prop maker level examinations of the Blaster on his YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description. His deep dives walk through the original pieces, the construction details, and exactly why those design choices make the Blaster appear so convincingly on camera. Fan and collector enthusiasm spawned a small commercial market for faithful reproductions, and one of the most visible boutique makers to fill that niche was Japan's Tomenosuke. In the 2010s, after measuring and photographing the original prop that had emerged from a private collection, Tomenosuke released limited-run resin kits and finished one-to-one pieces that closely tracked the original proportions and surface detail. They offered build-it-yourself kits and pre-assembled collector editions, and many runs sold out and later resurfaced at premiums on the secondary market. Kevin, who built this working blaster, used a Charter Arms Bulldog as the firing mechanism, just like the movie did, and then molded a Tomenosuke reproduction kit around it for the non-firing parts. Here's Kevin in his own words about how he built the Blade Runner gun, and as he speaks I'll roll in footage of the Steyr-Mannlicher that he purchased and decided not to butcher, as well as the Tomenosuke parts that he used for the cosmetic pieces.
So essentially what I did was I started with the Tomenosuke replica blaster kit, they're pretty popular on the market. One of the more well-regarded production units that you can get that's very screen accurate. I started with that. My motto is work smarter, not harder. I figure if somebody already did the work to make an extremely detailed prop, why not start from there? So I bought that kit, I completely disassembled it, And I had to, kind of reverse engineer and modify certain components to fit around a real Charter Arms Bulldog. So the actual gun that I used was a Charter Arms Bulldog 6-inch model. The reason why I had to use a 6-inch model is because factory barrel on I forget, I think it was like 3 1/4. I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But the barrel on the standard compact model was too short. So I started with a 6-inch barrel. The barrel came out to about here. I turned the barrel down and then did a 45-degree chamfer or crown on the muzzle to get that perfect screen accurate length. As far as the top portion, this was from the Tomenosuke kit. I did have to work a little bit of material away to fit around the barrel, and I had to drill a blind holes into the barrel about halfway through, and I tapped them for these screws to hold everything in place on both sides. On the other side, the same thing.
How does it shoot? Like you'd mentioned that you use lighter loads because how you mounted the kit to the actual barrel.
Yeah, so this is chambered in .357 Magnum. It's a .357 Magnum Bulldog. I would never recommend shooting full power .357 Magnum out of this, primarily because one thing you'll notice, the reason why this looks so futuristic, many reasons why, but one of the reasons why is because the cylinder is completely enclosed. It's hidden. So if to the untrained eye, you would never know this is a revolver. And one of the ways they pulled that off for the original movie was these covers. So if you notice, this door covers a cylinder. And as you can see, it's just a traditional, it's actually a 5-shot revolver, not a 6 like most. But if you notice, I never cleaned this since the last time I shot it, so please forgive me. But it's on the ejector rod, you can see this little brass insert. I actually had to shave the ejector rod down and thread it and put this little insert. So when you close the cylinder, it actually aligns here. So the chamber in the cylinder is perfectly aligned with the forcing cone and barrel, because if it wasn't timed, you could have a bad day at the range.
Welcome to the Intermission. And after my RoboCop episode, I connected with Off the Set Props, who specialize in sourcing real movie prop firearms and building accurate reproductions. And here is the Auto 9 that they built for me, which features a real live firing Beretta 92 inside the chassis. So feast your eyes on this while I give a quick shout out to our sponsors. As you know, most of my videos aren't monetized. I use a fair amount of movie clips, and the movie studios take all the advertising revenue. And as such, sponsorship partners cover my production costs. So I want to thank Sonoran Desert Institute, an accredited distance learning school specializing in gunsmithing and commercial drones. Their hands-on courses ship to your door so you can learn at your own pace. Visit sdi.edu or check the pinned comment for contact details. And also, I'm supported by Guns International, the largest online firearms marketplace and the place where I purchase most of my firearms that I can't find in my local gun stores. And of course, I still love browsing the used gun collections at my local shops, but when I need something specific or a broader selection, Guns International connects me with thousands of other FFLs across the USA, and their detailed listings enable me to purchase with confidence and arrange safe shipping to my local FFL. Finally, don't forget the October 2025 John Wick 2 giveaway by checking out fanofthem.com/Hollywood Guns. By purchasing a collectible item from their website, you automatically get an entry into the larger sweepstakes. And because Hollywood Guns is still a small channel, your odds are much better than the giveaway that the big channels run via Fan of Them. In fact, as I write this video, you have a better than 1 in 100 chance of winning the grand prize right now. And this giveaway closes midnight, October the 31st, 2025. So if you want to enter, be quick and do it now. And I'll announce the winner on November the 1st on the YouTube community tab. That's it, back to the video.
Show me made of.
Proud of yourself, little man. This is for Zora. This is for Chris.
I'm right here, but you've got to shoot straight. Straight doesn't seem to be good enough.
In this segment, I usually grade the movie's portrayal accuracy against what we would expect to see from real firearms. But for fictional sci-fi weapons, I use a believability score, a 3-category scale measuring how well a device sells its presence in story and on the screen. The 3 categories. Number 1, Design and world fit. Does it look, sound, and function like it belongs in the film's universe? Number 2, actor handling and tactics. Do the performers make it look real to hold, aim, and operate? And number 3, cinematic impact and cultural legacy. Does it deliver memorable moments and inspire fans long after the movie has wrapped? Design and world fit. By starting with a real blank firing firearm, the Deckard Blaster has immediate analog mechanical cues. A cylinder, a barrel, a frame, and muzzle flashes from the blank loads. Then the cosmetic work pushes it into unfamiliar and futuristic territory. Now, I'm not sure if the Steyr receiver is supposed to be perceived by the audience as a real firing barrel, or if the prop master's idea was that the gun would have 2 barrels, a bit like an over and under shotgun. So if you have some thoughts or knowledge on this, please add it to the comment. The result either way though is a plausibly engineered firearm which fits Ridley Scott's rain-slick and grimy future Los Angeles perfectly. A first, grade A. Actor handling and tactics. Because the hero prop uses genuine parts and was finished as a full-scale piece, it has all the right contours and it carries real weight and balance, all of which help the actor sell it. And Harrison Ford handles the blaster convincingly, just like a working service sidearm. His stance, his draws, his aiming all read as practiced and utilitarian, and not ornamental. Practical props let performers find believable holds on the weapon and gestures in a way lightweight mock-ups rarely do. So again, grade A. Cinematic impact and cultural legacy. Deckard's Blaster is a design icon from a long-gone era of painstaking analog prop making. It's visually unique, instantly recognizable, and has repeatedly inspired fan builds and accurate reproductions. That hybrid construction, familiar mechanical cues combined with bespoke sci-fi detail, has created an aesthetic that collectors want to own, which explains why the Tomenosuke kits became so sought after. The Deckard's Blaster is front and center in The Comeback, the sequel in 2049, which we'll discuss in a minute, and I think this pushes it slightly ahead in terms of cultural legacy than my other fictional weapon benchmark, the M41A pulse rifle from Aliens. So, grade A+. Overall grade for the Deckard Blaster's believability score in Blade Runner. The fact that people can buy accurate reproductions like the Tomenosuke one is really a plus over other movie props like the M41A pulse rifle, where to my knowledge, no company has figured out how to make a business model work for reproducing them. And as such, all fan creations are meticulously crafted one-off pieces. So, a final grade A/A+.
I owe you one.
Other movies and scenes the Blaster appeared in. The Deckard Blaster, of course, returns in the excellent sequel, Blade Runner 2049. And this might be a controversial opinion, but I think the sequel is as good and in some ways better a movie than the original, in the same way that Terminator 2 relates to the original The Terminator. When Blade Runner 2049 needed matching blasters to the original, production didn't try to source the originals, which were now in private collections, or even build fully functional reproductions. Instead, they used newly made replicas, and several of the hero pieces were produced using Tomenosuke reproductions, and at least one of those was aged by the Hollywood prop shop for on-set use. And that explains the near-perfect visual match between the boutique kits that we can buy and the film's hero props. In 2049, Agent K carries an updated variant, but the significance of the original blaster was clearly not underappreciated by the production team because they wrote the script specifically to weave the original prop back into the story. And not just as a cameo, as we saw, for example, with the M41A pulse rifle that made a reappearance in Aliens 3, but instead they made it front and center in 2 of the movie's most memorable scenes. Midway through the movie, the Blaster's reappearance becomes a signature cinematic moment. The camera teases out that unmistakable barrel profile emerging from the shadows, and then the reveal draws the sharp inhalation of breath and excitement that every Blade Runner fan was waiting for. The man behind it, Deckard's reintroduction.
He reads. That's good. You're a cop.
I'm not here to take you in.
Oh, yeah? And what? I just have some questions. What questions?
Later, after Deckard loses the weapon, after Agent K was unwittingly used to track him down, K recovers the blaster and it resurfaces during the film's climax in the rescue attempt. The sequel adds some kinetic firing effects, almost certainly enhanced for CGI, that nevertheless appear analog and very believable, and this really helps to keep the weapon feeling authentic on screen. And as a prop nerd, I'll even forgive a small continuity error. The movie shows 3 more shots fired than a 5-shot revolver should allow. However, while the prop was built from real revolver parts, the script actually never calls attention to the capacity of the gun. So I'm going to overlook that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. If you stayed to the end, thank you. You're probably a movie gun aficionado just like me. And so here's a few quick final notes that may interest you before you go. Many viewers ask whether Hollywood Guns is my day job, and it isn't. I just do this as a hobby in my evenings and weekends, and each episode takes about 30 hours for me to research and produce. So if you enjoy the channel and you want to support my work directly, please consider buying one of my Hollywood Guns t-shirts from the YouTube store or my website, hollywoodguns.com. So far I've designed 3 based on my favorite 80s movie firearms. The AMT Hardballer long slide from the Terminator, the Auto 9 from RoboCop, and the Bren 10 from Miami Vice. And a final reminder, the giveaway ends on October the 31st, 2025. If you're a John Wick 2 fan and want a shot at the Combat Master, head over to fanofthem.com/Hollywood Guns to enter. And finally, once again, thank you to Kevin for providing the Deckard Blaster.
It's too bad she won't live, but then again, who does?